Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for your participation in today's online seminar. My name is Mami Onekawa from Compliance Office at Nippon Koei HQ. Before starting today's program, I'd like to go over ground rules first. To ensure smooth flow of our program, you are kindly requested to mute your microphone to allow others to focus on the presentation. And your questions are very much welcomed in the Zoom chat box. So if you have any questions, please write it down in the chat box. And after the presentation, we will answer them. And if you cannot listen to my voice right now, please fix your audio setting and get ready for the presentation. So if you are ready, let's get started. So today, we set 3 goals for this presentation. First is to understand why unlicensed use of software can be civil or criminal offense. Second is to understand copyright. And third is taken actions to protect copyright. And topics we will present today are as follows. So first of all, have you ever had these kind of experiences at work? So let's recall and raise your voice if you come across any of these experiences. You or you found a colleague, A, purchased an illegal software at internet site via an auction or file sharing and downloaded to your office PC. B, purchase one subscription license and use it by several people. C, purchase some software in your country and use it also in another country. D, continue to use a trial or old version of software after its date of expiry. So have you come across any of these experiences in your mind? In a nutshell, all these acts can be civil or criminal offense. So the next question would be, why can these acts be civil or criminal offense? Why? Because the most of computer software is protected by copyright law. And if users like us want to install or copy a software, it is necessary for us to get a license as a permission of the software producer or company with a copyright. So the thing is, not only purchasing illegal software, but also doing any act beyond the scope of license. For example, area, period, number of copies will be punished. So the scope of license that matter most, and we should understand and comply with it strictly. So then what is copyright? According to the UK Copyright Service, copyright automatically exists under law whenever an individual creates any type of original work and exhibits some degree of labor, skill, or judgment in its creation. So what are then the things around you with a copyright? Do you have any ideas? I jump to the conclusion. There are, for example, literary songs, lyrics, manuscripts, computer programs I've just mentioned, dramatic plays, musical recordings, artistic photography, architecture, technical drawings, diagrams, maps, etc. So does your project team has a copyright for the report before submission to the clients? The answer is yes. The copyright is for your innovation and creativity. And copyright exists at your project team's original work. And the copyright is not irrelevant to you, applies to all over the world. And there are now 179 member countries as of 2020 that have joined Berne Convention. And not only Japan, but also your country has claimed copyright and established the copyright law. And normally, the individual or collective who author the work will exclusively own the work and refers to as the first owner of copyright. However, if a work is produced as a part of employment, then the first owner would be the company that is the employer of the individual who created the work. So for instance, the first owner of the project report will be your project team, whereas the first owner will be you if you make an original recipe as part of your stay-home hobby. As far as you are the copyright owner, the following exclusive rights are entitled to you, like translation, copying, and adaptation. And finally, the copyrights last for the lifetime of the individual who created the work plus 15 years. So assuming our lifetime is about 70 to 80 years, it's a quite bit of time. So as a warning, what is the worst scenario to breach copyright? So there are the actual cases that happened Nippon Koei project offices like your office. The actual case one, it happened 20 years ago in Philippines. How the police searched into the office for on-site investigation and seized 19 PCs with a counterfeit and illegally reproduced AutoCAD software. And actual case two, it happened just recently in Cambodia. How one of the local staff dispatched by Nippon Koei subcontracted company used the pirate AutoCAD software at work, and AutoCAD company detected it. And these cases shows that we cannot hide as the eyes are everywhere. And we also have been watched over by the software company since that wasn't first time. In the end, each case produced harsh damages to the responsible person, his or her family, project team, and company, and the country. First of all, tens of millions US dollars as Nippon Koei's financial penalty. And according to the Japanese copyright law, the company is subject to a fine on up to 300 million yen. And not only severe financial damage, but also secondary potential criminal penalty to the office staff. And again, according to the Japanese copyright rule, the office staff is subject to imprisonment for a term up to 10 years and a fine of up to 10 million yen or both. Damage is not limited to the project itself. And thirdly, it impeded the projects ongoing at the national level. And fourthly, with the reputational risks, Autodesk, the software company, would also terminate the Nippon Koei as a user of AutoCAD, and the clients would kick out Nippon Koei for the bidding in the future. So when it happens, it's gonna be very, very serious. So we should avoid it happening at every effort. So what should we do to prevent it happening? We will explain 3 preventive measures that are now ongoing. First measure is a review of subcontract and contract agreement. We have been reviewing those agreements in order for all office staff to follow the software license. And second measure is a management of all office PCs and their software status through the inventory. And as you may know, we requested all offices to submit the inventory to check the status of all PCs and software. And these works to assign to each project office, engineering department in charge, and international logistics and operations department. And there has not seen any problem to your office at the time of this investigation in March, but you are required to update the inventory and check the license agreement periodically. And I will explain later the license agreement in this presentation. And third measure is the enhancement of compliance awareness through trainings. And this has been made by each project office, engineering department in charge, and compliance office like this occasion. Lastly, but most importantly, we will announce your necessary actions. First of all, confirm the status of software use in reference to inventory and relevant license agreement. So please see a checklist for AutoCAD license agreement, for example. So this is a checklist. And there are 3 kinds of license as of June 2021. Package license, subscription license, 1 or 3 years, pay-per-use license. And your necessary actions are different in accordance with the license. So let me go through one by one. So if you use AutoCAD with package license, what you should do is to shift to subscription license 1 or 3 years as soon as possible. It is the most likely to cause unlicensed use of software, And Autodesk, the software company, prohibits itself to terminate its support soon. And if you use AutoCAD with subscription license 1 or 3 years, and I heard your office currently use, please check the below conditions number 1 to 5 in the inventory. Number 1, in principle, one user Autodesk ID only for one license. Number 2, installable to share the PC, but again, one user Autodesk ID only for one license. And number 3, installable up to one user's own 3 PCs, but impossible to make multiple starts. Number 4, usable up to the last 3 versions, including the latest one, and impossible to use and install older ones. And number 5, usable only in your country. And there is an exceptional case in Japan. If you purchase it in Japan, you can carry it away in other country. And if any of these conditions, number 1 to 5, is not complied with, it is unlicensed use of software. So see the next page for the further action. And as for pay-per-use license, no action would be necessary to your side. So if you notice any unlicensed use of software, please do not ignore it, nor compensate it by purchasing licensed software in secret, nor uninstall it immediately. Otherwise, these can also be offense and cause more troubles. Instead, please contact below. Any questions about software license in general is also welcomed. The first contact point from your team leader to engineering department in charge by copying to compliance office. And please note that this advantageous treatment to whistleblower is strictly prohibited, and confidentiality on whistleblowing is secured. And we'll display other contact points just in case. Second contact points are overseas IT support office and international logistics and operations department. And third contact point is to Center for Information Infrastructure. And we are ready for contact from any employee of Nippon Koei Group company or project staff. So as you understand, copyright is driving force for creativity and innovation. So let's protect it together. And this is end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you are more interested in copyright, please check the link below. And any questions or any inquiry, please feel free to let us know. Thank you very much.